Beautiful souls. Oh my gosh, welcome back to day 4 of my Rebirth Breathwork. And I'm so excited to share with you what has happened today and how profound, how magical, and yeah, so many amazing things that have been going on. And as you see in the title of today's, it's play, fun, and ease. Like this was one of the themes because today there were several ones during my breath work, but it was one of the themes during the breath work. And say hi in the comments if you are new. Say hello. I'm so excited to have you here on this page and on this journey with me. So today was quite an interesting day. It's been the day 4 of this rebirth process. And I woke up super early in the morning to go and do a yoga that one of the guys from the breathwork recommended. And when I arrived there, there was no yoga. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? I woke up so early after I only slept like 5 or 6 hours to do yoga, and then there is no yoga. And thanks God, I met with another woman from the same retreat that we are part of, from the same training. And she was like, how about we do a walk and we go to Ganga? And Ganga, it's a little bit, I would say like 15 minutes walking from where we do the training and where I stay. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that, because I haven't really been to Ganga yet, because since I moved to Rishikesh, I literally just like worked and then got straight into the training. And it ended up being such a magical morning. And we had an amazing breakfast, and then we went on our way to the training. And the reason I'm sharing this story with you, it's because the morning did not go as it was planned. Yeah, my plan was like, I'm gonna go to yoga and then I'm gonna go to my training. And when we release the need of things to go as we plan them, and then we allow ourselves to go with the magic and with the flow of life, of what I have allowed myself to do this morning, where this other woman, hello, recommended, let's do, you just want to do a walk and go to Ganga? And I was like, actually, yeah, let's do that. When you allow yourself to do that and to say yes to life and then to what it is presented to you, that's when actually you get to truly experience the magic of life and what it has to offer. Because if we stay rigid, but no, like if I would have been pissed this morning and I would have like, no, like my plan was to do yoga and now I want to do yoga, and I would have stayed mad and pissed on that, then I couldn't have been open to anything else that morning had to offer to me. And it was so beautiful. And after this, I'm gonna go actually and add some stories to see Ganga in the morning. It was like, whoa, so magical. And I was sitting there next to the water, I was dipping my feet into the water, watching the mountains and Ganga just like flowing down. And I was like feeling this immense gratitude for life, for nature, for what it has to offer. And these can only come if we stay open enough to be guided, to be redirected, and to just trust, okay, if it has not happened as I planned, that means there is a better plan for me. That means I need to experience something else in this very moment. Can you trust that when things don't go as you plan? And that happened to me like several times, especially these past 2 years since I've been traveling, because I told myself in this travel journey, I want to release control. So my whole mantra in these last 2 years since I've been traveling, I was saying my mantra is, I trust and surrender. I trust and surrender. I trust and surrender. And that means being willing to let go of your plan and trusting that God, universe, however you want to call it, it has an even better plan for you. But it only comes if you open your heart and your mind. Of course, your mind needs to be open as well, in order to receive, in order to see these magical things that you can actually experience. And going to the rebirth breath work, oh my gosh, it was wow, such a profound experience, because first, it was the first day where I actually facilitated for a stranger, meaning for someone outside from our training. Until today, I have been facilitating every single day for a person that I'm doing the training with, but not for someone outside. And it was so beautiful because we were all somewhere up on the terrace, and then we set up our mats beforehand. And then whoever was going to pick our mat, that was the person that we were going to rebirth. So there I was, someone picked my mat, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited, because I truly feel that I have done this before. And I was not nervous at all. I was like, wow, I'm actually so excited, because how I see this, I don't even want to call it just a breathwork, because it's so much more than a breathwork. I see it as such a sacred space. It's like literally that person comes there and they have to fully surrender in order to go into their own process and then trust you as the facilitator, which as the facilitator is such a big responsibility, like I don't take this lightly. It's like a huge, huge responsibility. People put pretty much their life into your hands, and they just trust that whatever it is that's coming up for them, because some really deep processes and deep shit can come out, that you are there to support them, that you are there to hold them, you are there to create a safe space for them. And I had this amazing, beautiful woman who chose my mat today. Her name is Zara. And she was such a gentle and kind soul. And then we went into her story and the intentions, what brought her there. And then that's it. We went into the process, and I just felt while I was doing it, I was like, wow, I feel like I'm meant to do this. I'm meant to hold this type of deep journeys for people, because I know I'm here for deep work. I'm not here for surface level. I'm like, let's just go deep. And it was a lot that was coming out throughout the session. And her intention before we started, it was that she wants to find peace, because she was literally just going through a heartbreak. And at the end, when she came out, she was just so happy and smiling. And when I asked her, how do you feel? She was like, I feel peaceful. I was like, wow, it's exactly what you asked, with your intention to feel peace. And she went through a lot of release, and we were talking how, because I was there constantly throughout the whole time for an hour and a half, and I was constantly keep encouraging her to breathe and to breathe and to keep breathing. There was a time when it came and she was like, I'm so tired. I cannot keep breathing. I cannot keep going. And of course, I was there to support her and to encourage her. And through having the support from the outside, and this is just the breath work is just showing us what's actually going on in our day-to-day life. It's not only about that moment itself, but it's what is actually going on in your life. So my question was for her, in what parts of your life do you feel that you are tired of keep going? this is just showing you that. And I guided her and I helped her to like tap into her power, into her resilience, and to go beyond the mind, you know, because the mind is the one that is telling, no, it's too much, I cannot do it anymore, I'm too tired. But your body, your spirit, if you are able to pass through that, that's when you have the breakthrough. And she was able to do it with the outside support. And I remember at the end she was sharing how, you know, I have done other breath works before, but after just a little bit, I was just going through my own process. Like I was dancing, I was doing yoga, I was doing child pose and so on. So I never really went deep into the process. And she's like, but having someone there next to me and really guiding me and helping me go through the whole process, she said like, whoa, it's mind blowing. And she already like signed up for the next session. So after I finished that session, you know, I was just like, oh, feeling this immense gratitude in my heart. And I was like, wow, I feel like it's such an honor and such a privilege to be able to hold such a safe space for someone to really heal. Because at the end of the day, when you release, which this is what is happening, especially at the beginning through these sessions, you release a lot and you just release whatever traumas, whatever unresolved things you have. So you actually create the space for more divine energy, for more light to come into you. You create the space with the breath. That's what it's happening. And then the second part of today was when I actually went into my own process. And today, for the first time, we had to rebirth ourselves. What that means, it meant we didn't have any support from the outside. So we had to take full on responsibility for our process and for our own breath, you know? And it was like, whoa, it was so profound. And I remember there was one point when the teacher would still walk through the room and she said this phrase. She said, I let God breathe with me. Hello, Amar. I let God breathe with me. Oh, and even now, like while I'm saying this phrase, I feel so emotional because it had such a like profound impact for me in that moment while I was breathing. I was like, wow, I really feel that I don't let God enough to be next to me. You know, it's like I feel sometimes that it's so far, like so far to reach, that in that moment I felt how I literally just I opened myself and I said, I want you to be next to me. And I need you to be next to me. And it was such a profound moment until we get to the point to realize that it's we walk with God, source, universe, however you want to call it, next to us until we realize He is in us, that we are God, God is us. Until we get to this point of truly realizing that there is no separation of whatsoever. But it takes time to get there because we grew up feeling separated, feeling like there might be something more, something big, something higher out there, but how can I believe it if I don't feel it? And you cannot feel it when you have your heart closed, when you feel disconnected from yourself. And this is something I've lived throughout my whole life, where I think until the age of 27 or something like that, I was like fully disconnected from myself, from God, from like anything around me. I was so numb because of a trauma that I've experienced when I was 14 years old. And I just went through life without not feeling anything. And I would say living that type of life where you constantly chase, because that's what I was doing, constantly chasing. I was like, let me work more, let me have that job, let me make more money, let me move there. And I was like constantly searching, thinking and hoping that when I will achieve that, that's when I'm gonna feel the love. That's when I'm gonna feel something. That's when I'm gonna feel the connection. And I was just like chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing until I achieved everything I wanted. And then I was like, I still feel the same. I feel empty. I feel so empty inside. What's happening? What's going on? And then through years of being now on this journey, on this personal development and healing journey since 2017, I have realized that the foundation of everything, it starts with the connection with self. Because if you do not feel connected with yourself, with who am I, what am I here like to do, that you cannot connect with anything and anyone. You cannot truly connect with your loved ones. You cannot connect with a higher power, with God, source. I started my journey when I was in the US. I moved to US when I was 24 years old, and at the age of 25, I had a near-death experience, and that was my awakening. I didn't know at that time that that's my spiritual awakening that came a little bit a few years later. That specific journey took me on realizing that I was given a second chance to life. And then I was like, why? But it took me at least 1 year to realize that after I had my near-death experience, to be like, whoa, I actually put more value until this. You cannot hear me? Can you hear me? I have my microphone here. Can someone type if you can hear me? I hope you can. Let's see. Can anyone else type and let me know if you can hear me? Let's see. I'm waiting to see a comment. If you guys can hear me or not. Let me know. I hope you can. I hope you can. Jaddy, can you let me know if you can hear me? Because someone just said they cannot hear me. So please, someone just type in the comments and let me know if you can hear me right now. Or Mehmet. Just type a yes or no. So I know if I'm continuing here into what was coming up or not. You guys don't really want to interact with me. Can you hear me? Or no one is replying because you cannot hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me disconnect. Can you hear me? Now I took out my microphone. Let's see if this is better. Oh, okay. I hope you can. Right now, I am in India actually. I am in Rishikesh, and this is where I'm doing my amazing. This is where I'm doing my breath work in Rishikesh, and going back to my spiritual journey and to my awakening. So I had my near-death experience in 2025 in USA, in Los Angeles. I went to a music festival and I took a substance, a drug, whatever, and I had no freaking idea that oh my god, that's amazing. I had no freaking idea that I have an allergy. So I ended up going into the hospital in Las Vegas for 2 days where I was in a coma. And after that incident, I went into a very low state. Because first the doctors told me that, oh, we don't know if you're gonna be normal anymore because you just had a seizure. That was one of the things. The second one was I had terrible headaches and they wouldn't go away with anything. And the third one was that I had no medical insurance. And if you heard about US medical system, you know you're screwed. You know you're screwed. You are in the hospital with no medical insurance, that's it. You're in debt for the rest of your life. So I don't even know how much I had in medical bills in debt, probably like $30,000, like a huge amount of money for 2 days in the hospital. And after that incident happened, you know, I was like, oh my God, I'm so mad on the doctors. I'm mad on myself for taking the substance. Then I'm mad on the doctors and on the medical system because now I have to work so freaking hard to pay these medical bills. And what I did in that moment, I didn't know any better, but I focused on the fact that I have to pay money. I have to pay money because they saved my my money. I don't know who is Elia Bram, but send me a message and I will look it up. And 1 year or so after that, my perspective like shifted. And I was like, whoa, this whole time I valued more money than my own life. And that's when I truly started shifting something, because I was like, you know what? As long as I'm alive, I can make as much money as I want, but no money can buy my life. And that's when I started valuing my life more than money. So then I told myself, okay, that means there is a purpose here for me on why I was given the second chance to life. And I want to know what that purpose is. So I just started searching for my purpose, and I just went like very relentlessly on that journey, and I became obsessed about it. So that's how my spiritual and awakening journey started. Thank you. And I've been told recently here, actually in India, before that I look like an Indian actress. But circling back to this rebirth breathwork that I'm doing right now in Rishikesh here in India, which is specifically why I came back here. It took me to play, fun, and ease. And why it took me there, it's because having this trauma after my mom left when I was 14 years old and getting mature at such a young age, I forgot how it is to play. And I think as adults in general, we forget. But for me, it started at a very, very young age. And today I was reminded of the importance of just playing. Like how it would be, how it would look like if we just go out and about as adults and we let our inner child come out and just play and just like do something for the fun of doing it. For like the longest time, I couldn't allow myself to do anything because I was thinking, what's the result of that? What is that going to give me? How is that going to help me? So constantly looking like results oriented. So then if we go back to children, do children like think like that? He's like, oh, what is the point of playing this game? What is the result that I'm gonna get of playing this game? Of course not. They're like, it's so fun to play. And they just play for the fun of freaking playing. So how about we allow ourselves as adults to do that? Because I was literally listening to Preston's podcast, and he said that when he made play at the beginning, he was scheduling it because it's so hard, especially if you are a high achiever, as I am as well. He was like, after at the beginning I was scheduling my play, but then it was just coming naturally. When I made that a part of my life, he was like, I became so magnetic. And why do you think it's that? Because it raises our vibration. It's like we feel good with ourselves, we feel good with our life, and then people are like, whoa, what's happening? Why is this person, so attractive, so magnetic? Because they freaking enjoy their life. And you are saying that yes, I am a mainly vegetarian. I eat fish. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So I would say I'm on a very healthy path, and that's been now for a while. Yeah. But I wanted to bring this to you guys today, to invite you to play more. And I'm planning to do that myself. Even today after the training, we finished at 4:30 p.m., something like that. And then some of the people from the training, they were like, let's go to Ganga. Who wants to come to Ganga? And I was like, oh, I already was there in the morning. I should go into the room and then work. I was like, I want to do this live for you guys, and I have some other work to do, and so on and so on. And then after I arrived in the room, I was like, no, actually going and dipping into Ganga sounds a little bit scary because it's very cold, the water, but also sounds fun. So I was like, I can do the live later. I'm gonna do it, I know. But let me go and do that. And I allowed myself to just go with these other beautiful people, and I dipped for the first time in Ganga. So yes, applaud me here, because I'm not like a cold type of person. I don't really like cold in general. And I did it. And it was so magical. It was already afternoon, it was late, and it was magical. And then we all went to a cafe, and then we went to dinner, and I just allowed myself to go with this play. Exactly the message I received today, to go with this flow, to interact back with life. Because I feel like these past few months, I was so much into my own process and life that I haven't interacted with life as I used to. So ask yourself, how much do you play? How much do you allow yourself to interact with life, with other people? Because we are here to experience, and we are here to experience the goodness of life, and suffering is a choice. And thank you. Exactly, I'm in Upper Tapavan right now. So awesome, the place. But yeah, and I'm even gonna show you here my notes from today, because another thing that came up, and I will just put it here. This is my handwriting. I don't know if you can read it or not, but it also came of okay, I led myself through the process today. I didn't have any outside support to encourage me, keep breathing, I led myself through the process. And then what it was reminded to me, it was how powerful I am, that I can do this, and that each and every one of us, we have exactly what we need and everything that we need inside of us to heal, inside of us to feel powerful, to feel good. It's just what we have to do is to release the layers, release the mask, release the rules of Vishen Lakiani. It's calling them. It's like rules. It's bullshit rules made by society, something like that, if I can quote him well enough. So it's actually, we just have to release all of these things, which is what I'm doing right now a lot through the breath work, in order to get in to our true essence, which is like, we are like infinitely powerful because we are God. We are the same. We are one. Like, it's God experiencing itself in the physical form. And I feel like our purpose here on earth, why we chose to come, it's to remember. It's just to remember who we truly are. And once we realize this beautiful, beautiful truth that you are one with God, you are God or universe, because for the longest time I couldn't even say the name God. I grew up Catholic and I had so much trauma around church and religion and what the name of God was holding. I was like, whoa, I think it just happened probably 1 year or 2 years ago when I was able to release the trauma around the name God. And now I see that name exactly, that it's the higher power, and whichever name you relate and you associate with. For the longest time I was just only saying like universe or higher power, because that was the way I could connect. It's just the remembrance, and to know that no one truly can give you the ultimate answer for what you are searching for, whatever it is. Maybe it's your purpose, maybe it's in your relationships, maybe it's what to do next. No one can give you the answer other than yourself. And when you go within and you connect with yourself and you realize that I know the best, what is the best for me, not for someone else, not what someone else is going to tell me, but what is the best for me. And then you act on that, on what feels the most aligned with you. That's when you live in alignment with your soul, with your purpose, with why you came here to be. Yes, we are all God. We are all God, and we are all interconnected. And there is no coincidence for you being here and watching this. Because my prayer before I come and come here live and share with each and every one of you, it's for me to be an empty channel through which this beautiful energy just comes and flows for each and every one of you. For me to be able to deliver what you need to hear. And it's so beautiful when we trust and when we surrender, as the mantra that I was telling you. Okay, I feel that I'm complete for today with what I had to share, with what was coming through. It's 11 p.m. for me, so it's time to get ready, go to bed, because tomorrow is the 5th day of my training. It starts early in the morning. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me and for being here. You know, I invite you to feel my heart, and for you to feel into and to really know that I really appreciate you being here. And I know it's not always easy being here on this planet, living this human life. I know. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I'm so glad you can feel my heart, because this is one of my intentions in this training, to just like open more and more of my heart, and to be this pure channel for all of you, for myself and for you. And as my beautiful mentor is been saying, I'm doing this work for me, for you, and for us. And I love that. I will see you all tomorrow. I love you. I appreciate you. And I believe in you so much. Go out into the world and play and have fun and allow yourself to experience the magic that this world has to offer. I will see you tomorrow. I'm so happy to hear. Bye, everyone.